mean, he is always working. We've observed it in the whole 1,000 miles. He takes every stop seriously. He gets his chores done and the care of his dogs immediately when he gets in. And I just think it's a great example for both of these guys just not giving up when Jeff pulled out.
You saw that? He's still looking back.
Yeah, and we don't know I don't know where Aliy is really in real time right now. So this is a pretty amazing finish.
Well, you have to assume that she's somewhat close unless she's turned the headlamp off. You have to assume that Dallas has either seen her or he hasn't seen her in so long he's still not sure where she's at.
Yeah.
At this point, wouldn't you turn around after everything he's going through there?
Well, he's getting close. Dallas Seavey about to win his second Iditarod championship in 3 years. And you can see the headlamp now from our position here on Front Street. We're about, I don't know, 100 yards or so from the Burled Arch. And he is still running, ladies and gentlemen. And still in his 20s, about to win his second Iditarod championship. And look at the energy he still has.
Yeah, and this is a dog race. Look at those dogs trot down the street and remember what they just came through. So all at once there's all these people. They've come out from the quiet of the coast and into the chute. And by golly, he's coming in and he's going to pull this off.
Perseverance.
And honestly, this will be a night that Dallas Seavey will never forget. Honestly, he's going to win his second Iditarod championship, but it's in the way that this one was won. Dallas Seavey has made his way through the storm, and tonight, wearing bib number 14, is making Iditarod history. Ladies and gentlemen, your Iditarod champion, Dallas Seavey. He's exhausted, Bruce. Rightfully so. This has been quite a day, quite a night, quite a morning.
With weather and competitors, so he's worked hard getting in here, staying ahead of Aliy behind him, and I know they went through a lot out there on the coast, so they're pretty exhausted, as you can see, but well-earned finish.
Dallas Seavey, another Iditarod championship. That's 2 in 3 years now. And I remember before the race, he told me, well, I finally got my kennel to where it belongs, genetically speaking. And he believes this was really his best team genetically that he's had, Bruce. Which means it's going to be that way for a couple of years.
Well, he's here first, and they got through that storm, so that speaks pretty highly for him.
Where's Jeff and Al? Oh, that's not him for a run, man. Hey, guess what? You get her?
All right, so Greg's headed downstairs. Can I get a word with Dallas?
Right. Where's your dogs? Well, heck yeah.
There's a face of recognition. Now it's setting in. He's got these dogs here in first place.
Hey guys, here's Aliy Zirkle's coming.
Unbelievable close race.
My, how close.
One of the closest finishes in Iditarod history. That's the truck. Let's get an official time. Let's find out how far apart they were.
All right, we'll work on that. Bruce, this is classic stuff.
This is definitely a historic race. I mean, it's not as close as Mackey and Swenson, but it's been a long time since we had one of these. And with a triple turnaround with Jeff stopping back there by safety. So it's definitely a historical moment in Iditarod history as far as finishes here.
And now we know, guys, why Dallas Seavey up on the string was still looking behind him. He knew how close Aliy Zirkle was.
Excellent point. Now he knew.
It's going to be difficult to get to either one of these two mushers for a little bit.
This is pretty much the routine you see out in checkpoints, like those of us lucky enough to watch them along the trail. First thing they always do is feed their dogs right away, get them bedded down, get their boots off, and no different even at the finish line. They're still, first priority is always take care of these canine athletes. That's what this race is really about.
Mushers like Aliy, like Dallas, like Mitch, like Jeff King, they're in it obviously to win it, but there are mushers who are here just to finish this race. But I would think for everybody, even those who are the top competitors, there's got to be something in them just to finish this thing. There's that sense of relief, that sense of, I got another one there, because this is just not something that very many people on this planet can do, or even if they want to do, are able to do.
Yeah, and, you know, really, the more difficult it is, the greater of an accomplishment it feels to the musher when they think about that at the end for the rest of the year, the rest of their lives. I mean, it's not that it's fun to be out there in really tough conditions, but it makes you pretty proud of the team you put together and your accomplishment and the perseverance, and that is a big aspect of it.
How about that picture of Aliy Zirkle, the smile there and the fans? Now you know why the fans in Alaska and around the world and the musher community love her so much.
Yeah, she's a great competitor. She's always pretty jolly on the trail, and I'm sure we're going to hear some great things about what went on out there.
How long does it take to recover from something like this? Physically, emotionally?
In general, I mean, the biggest thing to recover from is the sleep deprivation. A lot of people on the outside of the sport don't realize how little sleep these guys get. And I'd say most mushers say it really takes weeks and weeks of just getting used to that one aspect of getting sleep again. You find yourself a month later waking up and think, oh, I overslept, it's time to leave the checkpoint. And they're on different sleep patterns, the sleep patterns of the dogs, and pulling in and out of checkpoints, so it does take a long time.
Well, Dallas had that yesterday with daylight savings.
Yeah,
Gave himself the extra hour, so it didn't hurt him here, but again, we see how close this thing was if it's the other way around.
And that's another unique aspect of Iditarod is, if you're looking at this, these aren't guys like in the Olympics that had a nice bed last night, right? Big meal, and I mean, they've been out on the trail for days and days and days, and on top of that, they're sleeping and competing like we saw them come up the road, using their ski poles, running. I mean, it's really an all-out effort to take care of your dogs, do battle with, in this case, the Alaska wind, and do it in a pretty exhausted state.
And now they still have to take care of business, like you say. It's not like athletes who can say, all right, I'm off the court, I'm done. Basketball game finished, maybe do the post-game interview, go to the locker room. Now they have to take care of business, sign everything, but first off, take care of the dog. So it really doesn't finish for them.
And what they're doing right now is there's mandatory gear that the mushers have to carry in their sleds. They have to have a cooker to melt water or heat water for feeding their dogs. They have to have mail that the Iditarod Trail Committee has some ceremonial mail they're carrying. They have to have a pack, snowshoes, sleeping bags, booties for their dogs. And before they can officially check in or have their time, the race officials check off all of those different items.
We got more food besides what they've been feeding these guys. Keep in the cooker. What else do we need?
Got that, it's almost good.
Well, this all has to be in order,
I
right?
got a signature here, and that officially brings you off of the trail for Iditarod 42, the first of many to go, but the most important position by any means. Mr. Seavey, Dallas Seavey, arriving here on the 11th at 4:04 a.m. local time. Everything required in his sled has arrived here in Nome on 8 days, 13 hours, 4 minutes, and 19 seconds. A hail, warm, and congratulatory thanks for completing Iditarod 32. Again, a champion of Iditarod.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Seavey, let him hear it. We'll get a word with Dallas here in a moment.
While they're getting set for that, Bruce, something we haven't hit on yet either is the record. We've been talking about it. John Baker had the record for 3 years, and that record.
It's a pleasure to welcome you on your the 42nd run and on your another win. Great job.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you for hosting us once again. I love this town.
Thank you.
Hey, Dallas, hold up for a second. Let's get a few questions in here before you get too far. Okay, well, I don't know, 10, 15 hours ago, what were your thoughts about winning this race? Did you think you could get here first?
My thoughts was I ran a really good race with an awesome dog team, and you know, and my thought in White Mountain is this was a success. We've had a good year, had a good race. I think we've done right by the dogs, and I'm happy with third, fourth year in a row in the top 5. It's consistent. Winning was not even in the back of my mind.
And I know you're a bit of a historian of this event. How bizarre and what a turnaround it's been in these hours, huh?
Well, these hours, you know, I think it just brings home the point that I've been saying this whole way. Just race your dog team, forget the competition. I didn't know I'd won until after more than a minute after I crossed the finish line. I thought I just beat my dad across the finish line for third. I had no idea.
I guess all the years of working out and always saying that you had to keep yourself in great physical condition, it really paid off in this race down the stretch, didn't it?
You know, yeah, being in shape helps, but you know, I'm not going to say for a second I'm in better shape than Aliy. Have you seen the guns on her? Yeah, and I know better than to say anything else. The truth of it is, this dog team was a massive dog team that was young with a lot of potential, and it was a smart race that got us here first. It wasn't my athletic ability. This trail favored canine athletes, not human athletes. You can run at 9 miles an hour on soft trails. You can't run at 10, 11, 12 on these things.
You got your second Iditarod championship, Dallas. Is it too early to sum up what that means tonight?
Yeah. It means my dad only had bragging rights for a year. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it just hit me a minute ago that I won the dang thing. I don't know what it means. It means that we're doing things right. It means that once again I've had the honor of driving the best dog team in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dallas Seavey. Let him hear it.
All right, so our coverage here continues on KTVA.com and, of course, on the Insider. And we've got more coming up in just a moment. Dallas Seavey does it again. Surprise, surprise. More Harley. We'll be right back.